good afternoon. So we are ready to officially begin our meeting. I would like to welcome you to the 5,714th meeting of the Rotary Club of Chicago. And with that, I would like to invite Walt up to give our thought of the day.
Thank you, Sarah. I don't know if you've noticed, but you may be getting tired of me getting up here and giving the thought for the day. Dr. Nunez, who is vacationing now, it was supposed to be his turn, but today I'm basically going to give it. And I asked my wife, I said, what should I talk about? She said, just make sure that more is, or less is more. So what I wanted to do is I did have something that I think I'm going to hold off on, but I would like to see if there are any other Rotarians that have ideas or have thoughts or that would be appropriate to have as a thought for the day. But today is the National Voter Registration Day. So the thought for the day is register and vote. Whoops, did I hit it again?
Yeah.
My stomach's at work.
Perfect. Thank you, Walt. So just a few announcements before we move on to our speaker for today. And we will start with this week's member fun fact. So for those unfamiliar with my new tradition here, each week I feature a fun fact about a particular member, and then they become a trivia question the following week. And this week it's Timo's turn, and these are his words. If you know Timo, then you know that these are his words. The day after he was born, he made it in his mom's arms to the front page of the Berlin local paper. It was the flower show in Berlin, and they handed out flowers to young mothers. He has not been able to shake the VIP status since. And he sent me the picture of him with his mom in the newspaper. So congratulations to Timo for making the newspaper. And then here is from our last meeting's trivia question. Who moved with their spouse to the Bahamas right after their wedding and lived there for 18 years? Yeah, Marga, nice. You get your first sticker. Yes, so the correct answer was Kirsten Stevens. And actually, most of that story was cut off. If you recall, she was at a function and a bunch of criminals broke in and robbed everybody in the place. So it's not exactly a fun fact so much as a scary story, but yes. So in this week's weekly email and in the gyrator that'll come out, you'll see the link to the form because I'm starting to run out of fun facts. So please complete that fun fact link so I can start folding you in. So a volunteer opportunity is coming up on Monday, September 23rd. This is the 46th anniversary of Peace Day. It is located in Daly Plaza at 11:30. The Peace Day celebration is a free event and includes 1 minute of silence for world peace, as well as cultural performances of music and dance. Peace Day brings together communities and cultures as a vital step toward building peace in Chicago and the world. So if you'd like to participate in this, you can find the link on the calendar on our Rotary One website. So we have the privilege today of having our district governor speak with us. So let me give her introduction here. Rachel is currently district governor and is a member of the Rotary Club of Aurora United, after being a member of the Rotary Club of Naperville for over 11 years. She served as District Rotary Foundation Committee Chair from 2019 to 2023 and is passionate about the Rotary Foundation's mission to do good in the world. During her tenure, the district launched a Polio Plus Society to support the endgame strategy to eradicate polio. Rachel is a member of the Paul Harris Society, the District Polio Plus Society, and is a major donor to the Rotary Foundation. She also served as a district grants subcommittee chair from 2016 to 2019 with a focus on growing participation of all clubs in the foundation grants process. Rachel has worked with a team of fellow Rotarians in an impoverished community in southeastern Nigeria on grants to improve education and health infrastructure and provide clean water and sanitation. She led her Naperville Club's effort to fund development of a prevention and education video for Reclaim 13 to break the cycle of the sexual exploitation of children through local human trafficking. Rachel is a member of the Board of Trustees for Hesed House, did I say that right? Homeless Shelter in Aurora, a steering committee member for Urban Youth Ministry of Wayside Cross in Aurora, and Community Advisory Committee member for Loaves and Fishes Community Service in Naperville. She is a volunteer business mentor for the Kids Golf Foundation of Illinois. So let me put her presentation up here. Just as a reminder, all questions will be done at the end. Okay, we are ready. Come on up and share your story.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Just doing a sound check here and making sure I know how to move the arrows. So just the space bar. Okay, great. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay, good. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you today. Thank you so much, everyone, for your service. I want to do a special acknowledgement of our immediate past District Governor, Connor G., who I'm very delighted to follow in Connor's footsteps. And also want to acknowledge some of our leadership team members here today, Marshall, our grants chair, Alita, one of our new board members, and Rotary Youth Exchange as well. So thank you very much. And I want to start with this quote from Paul Harris that's about the importance of finding the balance between Rotary, the continuity in Rotary, and change. And that's something that we always want to keep in mind. Okay, space bar is not spacing.
Hard to look at it upside down.
It is.
Make sure that it's okay. Let me see. I stop this if this will work. I definitely had this working before the meeting.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Anyone have any suggestions about why it's not advancing? Yeah, because it's not. So see, this computer doesn't have Microsoft Office, so I can't download it as a PowerPoint. And I can't seem to open it in Google Slides either. So it's running in whatever this, oh, and it's running in Dropbox. So if I make it big, I definitely advanced earlier because that's how I knew you had a video.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not sure. Oh. Scroll down. Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to be full screen. Okay,
That's all right.
okay.
Did I use the space bar?
Well, I hit the arrow, but I need
Okay.
to reshare here with Zoom so that they can see you. Yeah, okay. So if you use these arrows,
Oh, the up and down. So the up is,
yeah, looks that way.
okay.
Yeah,
That'll
up and
work.
down.
Okay.
All right.
All right, there we go. We're ready. Well, just like Paul Harris was saying, we do have to find, it's important to find the balance between continuity and change and our ability to adapt. So, okay. Well, there we go. I just have to press it hard. So I want to share our focus for this year, my focus for this year, which is let's make Rotary simply irresistible. And that was introduced to the district governors about a year ago by our current Rotary International President, Stephanie Urchik. And oops. Okay, I have to hit the down. Okay, I was hitting the up. And I had a video here of Stephanie talking about this theme this year, the magic of Rotary. We're not going to show the video, but I will just summarize it to say that the magic, and I'm sure since you've had Stephanie here to speak to you personally, you've heard a lot about our theme, the magic of Rotary. And the magic of Rotary is ours to grow and share. It's in each of us. It's in our fellowship with each other. It's in our service above self ideal. And it's in our wonderful framework that we have with Rotary, all of our programs and our global humanitarian network. So let's use that magic of Rotary and let's revolutionize Rotary to be simply irresistible. Now, when I was at International Assembly earlier this year, where we heard about the theme, there were some of the ideals about simply irresistible that really that I really took to heart, and I shared these when I came back from International Assembly with our district team in early February. The magic of Rotary, it really happens at the club level where we're serving our communities, and we want to transform our culture to be simply irresistible. And at the club, we want to be member-centric. The clubs are about serving our members. In the district, we're about serving you, our clubs, and starting new clubs. And we want to expand our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, and live our four-way test. One of the really special things about Rotary that differentiates us from any other member organization in the world or service organization is our four-way test. No other organization has anything like it. And think of all the times when you recite it or you think about it and what that means and how it helps shape what we do. And great clubs stay great by finding room for continuous improvement and fostering that spirit of innovation, like the original quote from Paul Harris about times to be revolutionary. Let's not be afraid to try things. It's okay. And it's okay if something doesn't work. That's all right. And we have to work constantly in our community to find different ways to introduce Rotary, especially after the pandemic. What people do, how they show up, what's important, those things change. So we need to continuously think about that and focus on modern day concerns. And we find when we survey our members around the world that offering meaningful hands-on service is really, really valued by our members. It's a way of them sharing fellowship and service with each other. And we want to let our core values shine through. So I want to engage our action plan to grow our membership and thrive. And we talked about these things in the district team meeting. I want to emphasize our district team members are here to help. We have several in the room here today. And we looked at our action plan. These are the 4 strategic priorities in our Rotary action plan. We looked at those things. We thought about some of the ideals that we just discussed, and we developed 8 goals. So I'm going to share 8 goals that we have in the district. The first is to grow Rotary at the club level and at the district level to increase our impact. So our number 1 internal priority is growing Rotary. Rotary is a very high quality membership organization. It's the very best in the world. And yet, we can't do the great things that we do, the service that we do, have the impact that we have, without focusing on growing Rotary. So we do want to make that our top priority. And we want to do it in a sustainable way and focus on 3 ways of growing all at the same time by starting and nurturing new clubs and with our members, making sure that we're taking care of the members that we have, embracing that culture of care, really, really focusing on our members, and of course, welcoming new members all the time. So this is a snapshot. This is fresh new information that was just shared about 2 weeks ago in the State of Membership Address. This address was given several times around the world. And so this is the current July 1st membership in Rotary. So altogether, we have 1.25 million members between Rotarians and Rotaractors. And you can see we had declines in both areas, and that's something that we've been seeing for Rotaractors, of course, are new members, but in Rotarians, we've been seeing those declines for 20 years or so. That's why growing is our #1 priority. 45,000 clubs, Rotaractors and Rotarians working together. And of course, Rotary is known for its leadership, its service leadership through personal connections with each other. That's really what we're known for. And we have so much flexibility in starting new clubs. And I want to emphasize that. I talk about that everywhere I go. There's so much flexibility. We can start, existing clubs can start something called a satellite, which is an extension of your club. It might be a group that meets at a completely different time, has a different focus. And then we can start, traditional legacy clubs where we don't have clubs right now. And we're looking at several locations right now in the Chicagoland area for that. We can have passport clubs where members can go and visit other clubs. Cause-based clubs. Most of the new clubs that we've started recently are cause-based. They're focused around a particular cause. It could be an interest-based club or a service-based club or an e-club, a club that meets only online. So lots and lots of different models. So I took a pledge this year to be an irresistible district. When I was at International Assembly back in January, our president, Stephanie Urchik, she met with the governors-elect in small groups and talked about membership and growing Rotary and asked us if we would take a pledge to do 2 things. And the first is to grow our districts by a net 100 from July 1st to June 30th. So all of the districts in the world have this goal, hopefully. We're taking this goal. Some may have taken stronger goals. So grow our district by a net 100 over the course of the year. Now that doesn't sound hard. It should be achievable if we focus, but yet our trend has been in the other direction. So we're just being mindful. We're focusing on being irresistible. And I think with that in mind, we can grow. The other is to start at least 4 new clubs. It could be clubs of any type, Rotaract, satellites, in any kind of club. So at this point, we have started 2 new clubs, I'm really happy to say. We started a new club in July, the Aurora First Light Club. It's a cause-based club that's focused on Rotary Youth Exchange and supporting youth. They're very much into youth programs and supporting youth in the community. And then just last Monday, the Chicago Little Village Club chartered a satellite club. It's called the Chicago Chinatown Rotary Club. So we're very excited about that as well. And we have a 3rd club that's in the process of chartering right now. It's called Chicago Peace Alliance on the west side of Chicago. The chartering president will be he's a member of the Maywood Proviso Club. Through his studies, he met a bunch of folks in the community who were focused on neighborhood stabilization in the Austin, Garfield Park area. They're from all different kinds of professions and backgrounds. Some are with service providers, police, fire, alderman office, just really all kinds of organizations, and they're focused on bringing peace and stabilization to that neighborhood. So we're going to be very excited to welcome them into Rotary. So we have to look very briefly at where did we start and just make sure that we're positioned for growth. So I know this is a little bit fuzzy, and I'll just talk it. This is our district membership trend over the last 8 years or so. And the dark blue line is where we were every July 1st, and you can't see much of it, but there's a turquoise line that shows where we are to date. And to date, we've added almost 50 new members, so we're really excited about that. But it's really important to retain the members we have as well. And that's as much of it as inviting new members and starting new clubs. We almost had started to grow right before COVID, and then COVID was really hard on our district. It's hard on all of our clubs. Almost all of our clubs have a similar looking line, but it's just important to see what it looks like and where we're going. Now, this slide is over a week old, and we have actually achieved more growth than what this slide shows because of these new clubs that I've mentioned. And then I've got the slide or the curve for the Rotary Club of Chicago. And again, it's hard to see the turquoise on here. And you can see the club was really growing before COVID hit. And I know this club sometimes gets ups and downs because new clubs start out of this club. You know, this club has, you've had other clubs that have gone off and started new clubs, which you don't see on here. If we added that all up together, it would look quite a bit different. So, you know, you're going to have those ups and downs anyway. And it was growing, you know, growth is never perfectly straight up, but it was growing before COVID, and COVID was really, really hard on the club and hard on the district as well. But that's in the past, and we're trying to, you know, do things and adapt to just make sure that we're in a position to grow. And I think, you know, it's been really exciting to see the new members who have joined the club and really congratulate you on being in that awesome position to grow. So how do we do it? Well, we do it by making our club experience simply irresistible and making sure that everyone belongs, that everybody feels welcome, safe, and valued at Rotary, and that they belong. So again, now this is something that came straight from the state of the membership about 2 weeks ago, annual surveys about why members leave. And the number one reason is the club environment and culture. So that's what we really want to focus on, and meeting unmet expectations. The fourth, personal circumstances we can't control. There'll always be people who, you know, who move, who retire, who have, you know, changes in health. But we want to focus on the top three, which are, you know, making our club experience simply irresistible for all of our members. And so we know that the club experience is positive. There's really 5 things that we look at: that members have confidence in the club leaders and in the direction of the club, and the members enjoy the meetings or the gatherings or the socials, whatever it is that we're doing, and that we're doing service that really makes a difference. And the members are comfortable with each other and they develop meaningful friendships. These are the 5, you know, the kind of the backbone of the club experience. So when we look at serving, we want to make sure that we check in with our members, that we do a survey. I know the club has done a survey already, which is outstanding. And we find that clubs that have a strong identity and purpose are the ones that find it easier to thrive and attract new members. But to have that strong identity and purpose, you need to do the survey and you need to hear from everybody in the club. And looking at ways we can improve our meetings, you know, adding some fun, adding fellowship, changing it up a bit. You know, you'll find out when you talk to your members about what you can do. And I know we had our president roundtable last night, and Ossyra was sharing some of the ideas and in the fellowship gatherings that you all have been having. So that's great. And serving in a meaningful way, making sure that we're connecting into the community and getting feedback from the community about what those needs are and fulfilling those needs as well. And then inviting members of the community to partner with us too, and making sure we have that club culture that's both welcoming and inclusive, and then prioritizing time for our members to connect, for having fellowship, doing fun stuff. You know, just finding ways to spend time with each other really outside of meetings or a particular Rotary purpose. So we have a lot of resources that are available to help with that. Through the Rotary, there's a membership webpage where you can do your health check, and I know you've done a survey already, so you're way ahead of many in this. There's online courses, there's a club concierge. So a lot of good online tools, and more are coming. And I just put this slide up. You can see there'll be a new process coming. Right now, we're in a leads program with Rotary International, so that when we get leads, they help us direct those to the right club. And yet there's a lot of involvement from the district and Rotary International to do that. And there's a new tool coming at the beginning of the year from Salesforce, so that when leads come in, whether it's people who want to join, whether it's referrals, or whether it's people who want to relocate and find a new club, this tool will help determine what are the best clubs for them to connect with. It'll go directly to the club, no middleman. So we're really excited about some of these new tools. And in the district, we've asked clubs to do one thing, which is to follow the gold membership plan, which was introduced a few years ago as a tool to help clubs thrive and be vibrant, be simply irresistible. So we're going to recognize the clubs that do that and celebrate them at our district conference in April. It's pretty simple, and I think that this club has, I think, probably done all of these 5 things already. We're going to have a menu on the district website where you can go in and log it, but it's have a membership chair, have a goal, and you have a goal. I think you have a great goal. It's a stretch, but it's achievable. It's a achievable goal. Do a survey, get the feedback from the members. Make sure you have engaging activities, whether they're meetings, whether it's service. You have a way for everybody to engage with each other, and invite people from the public and partners to join in as well. And have some type of retention workshop or some place where if there's issues or there's choices or decisions that have to be made, that we talk about that. We talk about it in the club through an assembly or some other ways. It's that simple. So we're encouraging clubs to do that, and some clubs haven't done some of these things. So we think if everyone does that, learn what makes their club. How does their club become simply irresistible to their members and the people they're trying to attract? We have another resource available. We call them Simply Irresistible Coaches. So if a club needs help with designing a member attraction activity, we've had a few clubs say, well, we're only meeting online. I'm not really sure how do we attract new members. Or some other aspect of doing a visioning. It's been 10 years and we have all these different things we do, but we're not really focused on any one thing. There's a lot of different ideas. We have some resources, so just reach out if you need any help with that. And of course, ask and invite people, to join you. And I know the Rotary Club of Chicago is probably the most inviting club of all, so we don't need to emphasize that. And of course, we also want to engage our global humanitarian network together, doing good in the world. That's our Rotary Foundation. I want to encourage all of our members, if they could, to donate at least $100 a year to our annual fund. That provides funds for our district grants and our global grants through the Rotary Foundation, and also $100 to the Polio Plus fund that supports our polio eradication efforts. So there's some of our global humanitarian network. I want to give a shout out to Marshall here, who's doing the grants piece this year, and he's moving into the foundation role next year. So, and here's an example of a project I worked on in Nigeria with the Rotary Club of Naperville, or through our global humanitarian network. We put in 2 deep water wells at a mission hospital and a mission school, and brought in a lot of medical equipment over the course of several projects that really changed lives there. The folks you see sitting down are the local club that we work with. So that is our global humanitarian network at work. And I just want to emphasize an event that we have coming up on October 26th. Marshall's one of the leaders of that event. It's the Grants Extravaganza. Our registration is open on the district website. It's a Saturday morning at the Corral in Western Springs. And we're going to be talking about how any clubs, doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter how deep your pockets are, you can participate in grants. You can do it directly. You can partner with other clubs in the district. It is just a great way to really further and deepen your Rotary experience. So we in our district, we feel really strongly that all clubs should be able to participate in grants. It doesn't really matter how much you gave to the Rotary Foundation, as long as you're giving something So we really want to spread it around. So we're trying to encourage all clubs to send somebody. We're going to have a grants fair as well, where folks who are putting grants together can display information about their grants and encourage people to partner. So stay tuned for that and sign up if you can. And of course, the most revolutionary project ever, I think, to come out of a service organization is this. It's the eradication of polio. And if it wasn't for Rotary, there would not be a goal to eradicate polio. This came out of the Philippines. It came up into Rotary International, and it took 10 years or so to put this project together. It's taken a lot longer to do the eradication. We're getting close, but do be proud of the work that we've been doing to eradicate polio around the world, and please keep supporting that effort. And of course, we want to strengthen and grow our youth programs. I know Rotary One does some amazing projects with programs through Job One and other initiatives. We also have Rotary-led programs with Interact. We have district chairs. Interact is high school, Early Act is middle school. RILA, the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And then Rotary Youth Exchange, which is really our flagship program for peace building, where we have youth who go to other countries, and then we host kids from other countries. I'm really excited that Alita is stepping into the role as our district leader for Rotary Youth Exchange. And it's a phenomenal program. We don't have time today to even begin to talk about the accolades of it, but I do want to say that our district team is willing to go around and speak with individual clubs. We're trying to grow the number of clubs this year that can qualify to host Youth Exchange this coming year. To be able to host Youth Exchange, you have to have a school district or some type of school system that will support it. You have to have at least 2 host families. Then you have to have a couple of officers, a counselor and a Youth Exchange officer. Before COVID, we had a bigger, more robust program, but like so many things, COVID was tough on Youth Exchange, but it's worth it. And so we really want to focus on rebuilding. The 6th is to grow the impact of our service. So whatever we're doing, how can we have more partners and allies? How can we make it more impactful and more sustainable? And then making sure we share our story and tell our story, get the value of Rotary out there. You know, we know, let's make sure others know, people in the community who know what we're doing and who could help us or be attracted to join us as well. And whatever we do, make sure we put people, at the center of it, that we're engaging people all the way around. So I'm going to skip goals. Resources for clubs. I've mentioned several of these things. We will be introducing youth mental health first aid soon, so stay tuned for that. We do have some additional project funds available for our district grant. Our district grant for the district was just approved by the Rotary Foundation today, so we're very excited. So clubs that are getting district grant funds, that'll start to roll out, but we have some additional funds available that clubs can apply for environmental service projects, cards for seniors and disaster response. Sarah's already applied for the environmental service. I think you were the first, Rotary One. So that'll be in the works as well. I mentioned the grants extravaganza. Alita is also the co-chair of our district DEI committee, and they're looking for new members to help advance our action plans. So we brought a few new members in, and we're really poised to take that to the next step. Taking a really quick look at our calendar, September now. I want to thank everyone who participated in the Anytime August Days of Service for Food Insecurity. We had a lot of clubs participating. We had some photos. We put a video reel together. It's on the district webpage. It's on Facebook. We're going to share it more broadly. But starting in September, we kicked off our veterans, homeless veterans coat drive. We do every year. It leads to a stand down day at the Humboldt Park Armory in November. We don't know the dates yet. It'll either be the 7th and 8th of November, or it'll be the following week. But nevertheless, we're asking clubs to start to collect new or gently used men's winter coats, size medium to 7X, 5X, whatever you can get. And if your club is collecting, either let Pat Merriweather or Mary Doherty know so that they can pick those up, because we'll need to get those by the end of October. And once we get the days for the event, we'll open up registration on the district website for people to sign up to help set up the day before the stand down and help distribute the coats the day of the stand down. So that'll be coming up. We'll be doing the Cards for Seniors district-wide project in February to honor Valentine's Day, try to get individual clubs to write notes of cheer for seniors. And then, of course, we have our district conference April 26th. There's a little commercial for our grants extravaganza and our coat drive. And then we have the Calgary Convention in the end of June. Now, has anyone signed up to go to Calgary at this point? Okay, Marga, you're probably going, I'm going to guess. Well, if you haven't, you'll definitely want to do that before December 15th or 16th, where there's a new price increase. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some district activities planned as well. And I know I'm probably nearing the, I want to wrap up here so I can open it up for questions. But I just want to say it's the people of action, you as people of action, us working together, that makes that magic of Rotary happen and helps make us simply irresistible. So thank you. And I'm open for any questions. I don't know how I can tell if there's any online, but if there's any in the room, I'll, okay. And no questions is okay too.
Yeah,
So,
you should answer all of our questions.
yeah, Lisa.
This might be a Marshall question as well. We used to have a situation where you worked with other clubs in your district. You might be able to team up on a project. You might be able to access district funds to match or add.
Yes.
Is anything like that a possibility?
Yeah, so that's for global grants. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the question is, there used to be a policy or a process where clubs that would work together on a project could be eligible for matching funds. And that's how our global grants, district designated funds, or EDF policy works. So it's for our global grants. Global.
Rather than local.
Yeah, we don't really have, with global grants, just the way it works, with the access to these district designated funds and the world funds, there's that extra money out there. So we want to, and it's really hard for any one club to put together enough cash on their own to make the minimum budget amount. So we encourage that collaboration and we reward it with matching money. But it's for those global grants. But we do encourage clubs to work together, really on anything. I mean, that's how we increase our impact. That's how we get great ideas. That's how we're able to do more. We just don't have any special district funds for that. But I think people working together is a multiplier on its own. So great question.
Okay, so if there are other questions, let's take one more, and then if there's more questions after
I'll be
that,
here.
perhaps after the meeting.
Yeah, I'll be around. Yeah, you can pick.
Oh, our guest.
The polio question.
Okay.
In the news, there has been that polio is increasing in Gaza, and there have been newscasts of polio vaccines being given out. Does Rotary participate?
Yes. Yes, it does, and it's a complicated issue, and I'll just say yes, Rotary absolutely is participating in that. So when we give to our Polio Plus Fund, our money is matched 2-to-1 by the Gates Foundation. The majority of our funds go to support the vaccine itself. I think through UNICEF, we support, that's the UNR. And sometimes it actually goes toward supporting the vaccinators themselves. The thing that's showing up in Gaza is not the wild virus, which is only right now in Afghanistan and Pakistan. It's the circulating vaccine-derived virus, which we're also fighting. And it can be found, it mutates. It can be found in populations where the vaccination rate has dropped. and it mutates in the in this waste system, the sanitation, and people pick it up and they get the crippling disease. So that's what's happened in Gaza. And yes, indeed, it is the type 2 that was eradicated on the wild side, but it's circulating on the vaccine-derived side. And so there's a special vaccine that was developed. It was a novel vaccine several years ago to help combat that in particular. And I think I read the other day that we've certified, not Rotary, but the consortium that we belong to has certified a new producer of that vaccine so that we can make more of that vaccine worldwide. You're welcome.
Okay, stay here. I will switch you places. Okay. Because I have a gift for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, as a thank you to coming to speak to our club, we have our tote bag, our Rotary Club of Chicago tote bag. It is now yours to take with pride to the grocery store or the farmer's market or the library, wherever you would like to go with that. And let's give our esteemed guest a round of applause. Thank you very much. I'll never say no to a picture.
Oh, my baby. There we go. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, team. So finishing up our meeting, I just want to give a shout out to Sad Boy Tees. They're the ones who craft the bag that we give to our speakers. So a friend of mine runs this screen printing shop. So t-shirts, bags, anything you would like. They are wonderful. So at this time, I'm going to invite guests up to the front of the room. You have to speak into the microphone. Actually, I need to share again with Zoom. But while I'm sharing, any visiting Rotarians or guests of Rotarians can come up here and make a line if you are interested in being introduced. You'll be in the spotlight here for a minute. I know we have at least one visiting Rotarian in the room. If you would like to come up. Yes? And there, any other guests can come up and follow her as well. You don't have to, but you're welcome to.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. This is Manisha Agrawal, Rotarian Manisha Agrawal from Rotary Club of Nagpur, India. Yeah, this is District 3030. Actually, I'm traveling to Chicago for my son. My son, he's taking admission, like he's already admitted to University of Chicago. He's joining. So I've come along with him to settle him. And I look forward from you all as a extended family of Rotary help. That you'll be there. You'll be there for him. Yeah, he'll be joining University of Chicago. I don't know whether University of Chicago has Rotaract Club or not, but he is very keen on joining Rotaract. Oh, that's great. He will be a part of Rotaract. See, I am a second generation Rotarian. My father was a Rotarian and I am also a Rotarian. And the third generation is in the pipeline to become a Rotarian. And I was listening to the district governor's speech and it was so, I would like to share two of our projects from Nagpur, what we are doing. I think those two projects are very good flagship projects of ours from Rotary Club of Nagpur. One is the Himilkasa project, wherein a team of doctors, our doctors from Rotary Club of Nagpur, they travel to the tribal areas, and for 3 days we continuously do operations. We make a makeshift hospital over there, and the doctors, they do 300 to 400 surgeries in 3 days continuously. This is a flagship project which every year this is done. And like it is a where you must have heard about Dr. Baba Amte. I don't know Baba Amte. He's a what he got? Raymond Magsaysay Award. He was an awardee, and he stays over there, and he has devoted his life for those tribal areas. And we, as Rotarians, we go over there. We carry out medical and non-medical projects over there for the tribal areas. And second is on the Valentine's Day. I heard she said we should celebrate Valentine's Day. We celebrate Valentine's Day with the underprivileged children. We celebrate around 1,000 underprivileged children come all over in and around Nagpur to one place, and we celebrate that day with those underprivileged children. We carry on certain activities for them, running and so many activities we do. We provide lunch to them, breakfast, gifts, so many things we do. Then there's a wishing tree on the Christmas day. Wishing tree for those children, the underprivileged children. They wish, they provide their list of wishes, whatever they require, and we try to provide them. As one of the Rotarian become that what do Christmas, yeah. Santa. One of the Rotarians becomes a Santa, and all the Rotarians, they bring all those gifts, wishing gifts, and we provide those gifts to those children. So these are our flagship projects which we carry on at the Rotary Club of Nagpur. And apart from this, there are so many projects, regular projects. Those are regular projects, but these three projects are very good. And I would like to tell you that last year, you can say, one of our member, Rita Agarwal, she was awarded as a Rotarian, Rotary, like what is the highest award which the international, for the mental health she was awarded. She was nominated as a Rotarian of the Year, something like that. And she got a global grant for the mental health project, and she carried out that project very nicely for the 5 schools. And around the year she provided training to all the teachers for the mental health, to carry out that mental health service in the schools. So I'm from that club. Thank you.
Thank you for stealing my thunder. I just wanted to, so what she was going to say, I was going to say, I've grown up in Rotary for a really long time. She's been a member of Rotary for 19 years. I've been here on Earth since 18 years. So I've been growing up in that environment, and I've seen the micro change that Rotary brings, and I've understood and learned throughout my years being a Rota kid that you're never too young to change or do anything of that sort. So as ma'am was mentioning about increasing Rotary involvement, etc., I just wanted to mention I would love to be involved any way I can be with Rotary, because I've seen the impact that it does, and coming from India, I've been a beneficiary of the polio program that is instituted. So yeah, that's it. I'm starting my undergrad at University of Chicago this fall, and I would love to stay in touch with you all and serve what I can. Thank you.
We'll get our picture then too. Okay, yes, so Alita, are you the liaison to Rotaract, between our club and Rotaract? So Alita right here is your contact person for Rotaract, for our club. Great. Okay, so next week we have our club assembly. So this is a time where you will hear what the various committees are doing. So this is an excellent meeting to attend. Not that they all aren't excellent, because they are. But next week, we don't have an outside speaker, it's just us. So make sure you do register for that. We do kindly request that you register before Friday or at 9, so we can turn in our numbers to the ULC. And then on Tuesday, October 1st, we have our after hours meeting. So the first Tuesday of the month, we meet in the evening. We're still working on a location. And I know I asked Alita this morning. It's Ina. It's Ina, not Ina. So it's Ina Pinkney will be our speaker for that event. So she is a Chicago legend. She is a chef, and she speaks to us each year about polio. So stay up to date about where that location will be. And we have a big event coming on Tuesday, October 8th. We have the Hanover Girls Choir coming from Germany. So this is a large group. About 70 of them are coming. So we are not meeting in this room. We will be meeting across the way, and they will perform for us. So they will come and say a few words, and then we have it's dinner and a show on that day. Yes, our Rotary Means Business Fellowship is the first Monday of each month at Cafe Chow. This is a networking event. There's no cost to attend. Registration starts at 5:30. The event starts at 6. And again, that is the first Monday of each month. Our Rotary Roundtable meets every Friday here on the 4th floor. This is a networking and fellowship event, also an informal way to come and hang out with your fellow Rotarians. And again, we've heard about many of the projects that Rotary does, and we can't do that for free. So we need some donations. You can call the office to talk to them about how you wish to make your donation, whether you want that to be added to your dues each month, or if you want to give a lump sum. We'll take whatever, and it doesn't have to be anything big, right? $5, $20, $20,000, whatever you would like is totally fine. Okay, one other thing that I want to add, because I didn't do a good job of explaining this last week, so I'm taking a second chance. On September 28th is a fashion gala that's being held by Natalie Loma. Natalie is one of our Rotarians, and she is a fashion designer. And a couple of years ago, the Community Service Committee helped fund a project for her to teach sort of up and coming fashion designers. And so we provided money to help her buy sewing machines. So on September 28th is the fashion gala with those students. So those students that we helped fund with their sewing machines, they will be having a fashion show. And it's come full circle because she asked me to model their clothes. And so I think that's really cool for a number of reasons. But so it's those kids, those students that we helped fund are putting on their own fashion show. So they are offering us a discounted price of $150, which is a big savings when you look at like the online ticket price. There are only 4 tickets left, I believe. Is that right, Alita? I think there's 4 left. Yeah. So it's a first come, first serve. You can find the link in the gyrator or in our calendar, but it is September 28th. There's 4 tickets left at that $150 price. We have a Rotary table. Okay, so with that, we are ready for our 4-way test. You may stand up and we will do this to close our meeting. This is the Rotary 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And our number 5, will it be fun? All right, very good. Thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate your company. Meeting is adjourned.